It's also time now for us to have a conversation with Johnmark Ketorah. He is the ODM Youth League president and joins us for the first time in the Situation Room. Good morning, Johnmark.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome to the hot seat of the Situation Room. We're going to be getting into a conversation in a bit, and I imagine that there's a lot to then be able to comb through. But as we start this conversation, Dennis is going to welcome you with our proverb. He'll tell you where it's from, and we would like to get your interpretation of that.
So we're in a country known as the Rainbow Nation. South Africa is the country that borders Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, and surrounds Lesotho. So Lesotho is a country in South Africa. And the natural wonders, if you visit this beautiful country, now we have the Table Mountain, the Kruger National Park, the Blythe River Canyon, and it has a biodiversity, one of the world's 17 mega diverse countries, are home to lions, elephants, rhinos, leopards, and many endemic species. So if you want to, I know we have lions at Nairobi National Park, but if you just want Simba ya Maju, you go to South Africa. But let's go to the proverb. Yeah, a small pot takes after the big one. A small pot takes after the big one. How would you interpret that?
Yeah, we emulate our leaders, and when you have a bigger pot and then a smaller one, the smaller one can easily fit, or it can get into a bigger one. So then, as for example, if you take on a larger perspective of leadership, then as a leader you should know that being the bigger one, the smaller leaders will definitely follow you. So you have to really set a good example. Yes, because you have smaller people will definitely get into your shoes. Yes, if you lead a country well, as a bigger leader, the smaller leaders will definitely do well. If you do too bad, if you do wrongly, then they will copy you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well put. So it's pretty much setting the pace, because there are those who look up to you and will definitely follow in your footsteps. So well said, well put.
Well put. So we're getting into, we talk about a matrix, a nomination matrix at the political party level. So if we take a minute and just go back a little bit, political parties are engines for certain things. Political parties are engines to bring together people who share a particular ideology and come together, and in many cases want to push agenda, or they want to put somebody in a position of leadership in the country. Political parties were to be the, how can I say, birthing rooms and nutrition rooms for ideology, and that saw that ideology, when they put a person into leadership, that ideology then became practice. That's what political parties are meant to do. Now, people who join at the grassroots level and start to grow up within the political party system would hope that whether their spark for leadership then would be noticed, and the party leadership would then say, we agree that you have said you can do this, and we're going to throw our weight behind you. But from what I think you're going to tell us this morning, Johnmark, that process is not as cut and dry as it sounds. That there's a lot more that goes on during the nomination process of a political party to then select the individuals that would represent the party in leadership. Is that the case?
Yeah, we always say that politics is very dynamic, and it's a very complex matrix. Altogether, always, nomination is divided into, let's say, into two. There are those who are given the ticket to run for a political seat, and there are those who gets their name into a party list, and that's what is called, maybe is referred as nomination. So the whole of it is always nomination. For you to get into a ticket, to be given a political party ticket, then you have to prove that indeed you are worth of that ticket, that you will definitely going to win that seat for that political party.
Who are you proving to? The political party now?
Yeah, your political party.
Okay.
You have to prove that you have all it takes to deliver that seat. Because you see, there are going to be several candidates from different political parties running for that one seat. So, and every political party will want to have that seat. So you really have to prove it. So if that is one part of it.
Sorry, and the proof is in terms of numbers, what I'm bringing to the table in terms of numbers, is it funds? What's the proof?
Yeah, it should both. It could be because you must also be having the resources to marshal a serious campaign, definitely, and deliver the seat. You could be running for that ticket when you are in numbers. You cannot just be alone, especially if that place is that political party is stronghold. So you'll have several guys grumbling for that ticket. So, but you must stand above them. You must have the numbers, and you can also not wish resources, especially money and networks.
So at that level, do you declare we are like the four of us?
Yes.
We want that one ticket. So I come to the table and I say, I've got people behind me. This is my support base. And I have 1 billion in my bank account for this. Is that how the conversation goes?
No, that's always the money part is always a silent part of it. Yeah, but definitely we will say that guy is well oiled. So as a political party, you're not going to struggle fundraising for such an individual. But the key part is, are you able to marshal masses behind yourself, so that because there is a process, political parties set processes on how to get its ticket, to get their ticket. It could be they put you into an election, party elections, or that's what we call primaries, or they could do a survey, and then a scientific survey, and if you have if there is a wider gap in terms of your score, you will definitely, then they will say this is our candidate.
Johnmark, political parties in Kenya today do scientific surveys as to the individuals that will be selected to represent the party at a particular political position. They do scientific surveys?
Yeah, some do, because you see, you'll be shooting yourself on the foot if you give yourself wrong candidates. Because you remember, you are not the only one. If, for example, I'm running in this constituency, maybe my party ODM will have a candidate, Wiper will have a candidate, UDA will have a candidate. So if ODM brings a weaker candidate, they will lose. And that they will have lost, that they will have reduced their numbers in Bunge. So whichever way you'll do it, you must ensure that you have to have a way of identifying a stronger candidate. Yes.
So as we talk about the scientific survey, fine, it has gone through. And then how does one get to the nomination list? What decisions make the party leadership that these are the people who will go to the ballot and these are the people who are slated for nomination? How do parties arrive at that?
Nomination list also is there is a parliament, the parliament list, and then there is also the county assemblies list. So definitely this the nomination list is always a reward that the party gives to its members, its membership, and they always have processes. Maybe you have people to reward because they have worked for you. Maybe they are party officials that you see these guys have really committed themselves for the party in that certain region or county, and therefore you feel they deserve to be in that list. So, but that list is also arranged in terms of priority. These are my priority. The first, you must have your priority. You prioritize them. That in case if you don't get big numbers, for example, in parliament, then I have at least the first 4, the first 3 who must benefit. So that's how it goes. Mostly, it is within the PAFI or the derogative of the party to identify whom they want to reward.
Does the party still hold a privilege on changing the list of priorities if it feels as though one does not meet the threshold or is no longer a priority to them?
Yeah, what always happen is that IBC will give them timelines that within such a time you must submit your list, and then IBC will have another window that they will go through those lists and give political parties a chance to amend the list that they had submitted. But once that window is closed, then you'll have another room to withdraw your list.
Okay.
Especially once it is published on newspapers, and then if it is not contested through courts or tribunals, then once that process is closed, then it is closed.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's keep it real. How do party nominations actually happen with political parties in Kenya today? You can use your party as an example. We know what sounds right in terms of what the documentation should look like when it goes towards the registrar of political parties. But we also know that within nominations, it gets as political as the day is long. So how do these nominations actually take place, and what must you do? Why it's important is because we are in a particular political dispensation where a different foray of people want to get into this process. They might be very surprised at how it really happens in there.
Yeah, is this nomination for party list or nomination to have a ticket?
It doesn't matter to get on the party list, to then be considered to run for MCA under your party in a particular place. How do those nominations actually happen? Because you make it sound very pretty, Johnmark, but I would dare say I think it's blood, guts, and that are spilt.
Yeah, to get a party ticket, mostly how we do in our political party is we have to segment the country in terms of where is our strongholds, and then where is swing votes, swing counties or swing regions, and then where you are not popular at all. In areas that you are not popular and you have candidates who just want to have your ticket, you'll just give whoever who has come. If for example somebody has just come and he's the only one who has interest in that particular region, and you are not popular there, you'll just give him or her ticket to
That's
go
how it works,
very
try. Easily like that.
Yeah, in such regions. But now in regions where it's our stronghold, everybody now want to have that ticket, because once you have that ticket, you'll count yourself that you're already
elected.
You're already almost in the house. You just be waiting for swearing in. So what we do there is we have to do what we call elections, party elections or primaries, where you have the party, mostly party members, because we always have party registers. A party register now, those who are in that register, in that polling station, will be allowed to vote.
Okay.
So it becomes another election, like a mini election, like an IBC election.
All right.
Because there you have to have all the election officials, you'll have a returning officer, you'll have the clerks there in that particular polling station, and then now you'll have ward candidates being elected, like MCS, and then at a larger region now, like at a constituency level, you have an MP elected, and it goes up until you have all the 6 within a county.
All right.
Yes.
Let's open this up a little bit, shall we? Have you ever run for or wanted to be considered for a position backed by the party, Johnmark?
Yeah, indeed.
You have. Okay. How did that go? And what was the process of nomination for you if you were then to be nominated? And what was that position?
Yeah, in 2013, when I joined ODM, I joined as Secretary General for the Youth League at the national level. I showed interest to be nominated as a member of parliament.
In what constituency?
No, just to be nominated and to be on the party list.
Okay.
Then my name was slotted among the categories of young people. And then I was put number 2 in that list. So number 1 was taken, and I was left out. Then because I was just trying, it was not a big issue at that time. So I did not do much of lobbying. So in 2017, now I became now the president of the league. So in our party, senior officials like heads of leagues, head of women league, head of youth league, head of disability league, those guys are always given priority in those national positions, like to be in the party list for parliament.
Yes.
Parliament, I mean National Assembly and Senate together. So in 2017, I had a lot of interest, and I did a lot of lobbying to be in that list. Yeah, it's not easy, because now you have to prove that indeed I deserve, and indeed if I'm given this slot, if I get into Bunke, then I'm going to be a serious defender of the party and the ideologies of the party, and then I should also be somebody who encompasses who's going to show off my national capabilities of becoming a leader, a national leader. So I really, really worked very hard, and I secured to be the first one now within the youth league, within the youth category in that list. It was very unfortunate at that time that I was slotted as number 4. So, and then the party was only given 3 slots, because we get fewer number of elected leaders. So I was left out. I became number 4. They took the first 3.
What did those 3 do that you didn't do?
No, those are from other categories. There is definitely, I feel that I was the one who did the donkey work at that time, because leading the brigade of young people, a whole brigade of young people within the party, even for the first time, to secure to be a leader. First of all, just to be elected to lead those young people within the party was not a small task. You really have to convince not only the youth, but even the leadership of the party that I have the capacity, I have the abilities that is needed, that is required to lead these young people.
And what does this convincing entail? You're convincing the leadership of the party beyond you making a declaration that you feel you can lead in whatever capacity, but you still have to lobby to let the leadership of the party know. Remember, you told us that if you make known your desire to rise up in leadership in the party, they just take you, depending on where it is that you're coming from. But now you say that you've got to convince them, and there has to be lobbying. Yeah. So what does this convincing and lobbying actually entails?
You see, you are not the only one who will want to be the leader of young people within the party. This is, you are talking about supporters of almost 1 million plus. So if you want to be the president, for example, then you have to demonstrate that I really can handle this, if given this chance. And then you have to convince the leadership first to think of you.
How?
By mostly being active.
Okay.
Being active and getting yourself out to work for the party. You see, that you don't just wait to be called so that you appear. You appear even before you are called. I could walk out and go somewhere, maybe in Western, in Kakamega, and call out the young people, and I address them. Yeah, you have to really get out and work. So, and then you get to be noticed. But the good thing about ODM is that we always have structures that brings you from down to up. We have our structures right at the wards, at the polling stations. So you get elected there, come to the ward, get elected from your county. Come to your constituency, get elected come to the county, get elected. So once you are elected, for example, as a leader of the county, then you'll definitely have to participate in matters of that happens in national. So once now you get to be seen, you get visible. But now within your ranks of those county leaders, you must prove that you can be at the national level, because at national level they also have a team. So within that team of national, you must also prove to them that at least I can lead you guys. So at least that structure prompts you up. So, but now you also have to get approval of the party leadership, because they have to know, so who are we bringing to our fold? Because remember, once you are a youth president like me, you have to sit at the central committee where serious decisions that affects the party has to be made.
So there's no problem. These party nominations happen in the country from party to party. People say, I want to be an MCA, or I want to be a member of parliament, or I want to be senator, I want to be governor. And from what you're telling us, that the system is so clear and it's so neat and everybody understands what's supposed to be happening. You can get nominated, and then if you get a position, you carry on and go into an election and you're fine.
No, I'm
everything
not
is. We spent the last 30 minutes you telling us these processes and how they work, and everything is okay. There's no problem in party nominations.
No, I'm not saying that
there's a model for other countries even.
No, there are always challenges. But what I'm telling you, you have to prove yourself that you are better. Because let's for example, you are running for a governor in Siaya, or let's say the candidate who ran for Siaya gubernatorial election last election. Through an ODM ticket, those who wanted an ODM ticket, you can see that there were around 5 serious individuals. So we may not have done primaries there, but there must be a process to identify an individual. So during that identification, now as a candidate, you have to really persevere and you have to maneuver through all those challenges. So it is not that it's not a work. It's not an easy thing. It's easy to describe, but when you put yourself there, it's not easy.
Okay.
And Johnmark, I feel is very economical with his answers today. At the risk of being stoned. In the last election, there's a friend of mine who was actually who was promised rather a party ticket. Then last minute, and this is somebody very, very active, because I've heard you very clearly saying how you work yourself all the way to the top leadership, prove yourself, do all these things, be visible. And this gentleman I'm talking about, I'll not mention his name, was actually all that plus. And it was everybody's expectation that obviously he's going to get the party ticket. Then last minute, one night, he calls me and tells me, Dennis, how do we do this story? He was now panicking because there was a meeting somewhere at night and the ticket changed hands. And the gentleman who now eventually got the ticket, I will not mention the name again, is somebody who is very well oiled.
Yeah.
And therefore, we come to this politics, the nomination and the oiling machine. And I'm very, very curious, because there are stories that some of this, during the nomination process or the tickets, it's not so much about what you stand for, your ideologies when you're coming to the party, what's your background, are you somebody of integrity? It's a lot also to do with how oiled you are, because the hand that you grease then will, that nomination ticket will just slide very easily into your pocket. How big is this issue? Not just within ODM, but generally in our politics when it comes to nominations. That money talks.
Yeah, you can't dismiss money in politics. You can't dismiss it at all. It plays a very big role. But sometimes people say, because I have money, then I'll just go and buy the ticket. Sometimes it may not work for you, because there are people who could not be having money. There are candidates who could not be having money, but they have good networks within those political parties. So, because of their good networks, you'll want to say to boast that you have some good cash, and still you get defeated by some individuals who just use their network. Mostly what happens, for example, if a certain governor candidate, these people are they also align to candidates. Maybe your guy was also aligned to a certain candidate, maybe a higher boss. Let's say in a certain governor candidate, gubernatorial candidate. You see, once that candidate gets in, likely he comes along with his lineup. That's mostly what happens. And even an MP, when he gets the tickets, he'll want to influence a bit of his MCS. So it also depends with the camp that you are associated, you are associating yourself with. Because maybe if the bigger boss, if the bigger boss is hit down, then the whole camp crumbles. So it is not. That's why we are saying it is very intriguing. It is not it's a very complex issue. In politics, it's not that easy. If now you want to vie in your constituency, once you'll have to identify a political party which is dominant there. Once you identify that political party, then within a time you'll find yourself aligned to a certain camp of individuals there. Maybe a certain senator candidate or a governor candidate. So, and depends how networked is your candidate. For example, for governor, if he's well networked with the power that exists there, then definitely he will carry you along. You may not even struggle that much.
So, Johnmark, let's ask the question. In 2022, elections were held, and in that list, there are individuals who are put on the list for nomination, and one of them was John Mbadi, who then, after the fact, was nominated again. Now he's a cabinet secretary, and there was an open position. And with that, ODM party nominated Harold Kipchumba Murkomen to take over the position. And we have heard you say next on the list was Johnmark. It was you who was supposed to take that position. Asks the question.
Yes.
Why were you bypassed? Why do you feel as though you were shortchanged in this nomination?
Yeah, the decision that was made recently by the chairman of the commission, I take it as an impetuous, an impulsive, and therefore a preposterous act, like just a joke. Why do I say that? Last I told you in 2017, I was number 4 in the list of in terms of listing, and number 1 in my category as a youth. And it goes definitely that, without saying that, in 2022. The list should have started with me, because I was supposed to benefit, but I did not benefit. And the unfortunate part is that at that time, I was attacked by the opposition goons, and I took a bit of time in the hospital recuperating.
Which goons? Opposition from where?
I take it like from UDA, the opposing party. Because I made very harsh statements while I was at the coast, and it never went well there. So people took advantage that I was bedridden that time. So, and John Mbadi came on top of me in that category, because the party list is always categorized into 4 groups. There is a group of workers, groups of youth, groups of disabilities, and women. And I had applied to be in the group of workers at that time. So then Mbadi forced himself. I had a conversation with him. He told me, I'm not sure what will happen in this election, so I don't want to take chances. You, Ketorah, you are still young. Even if you don't get this, you'll get the other one. And you can't imagine a whole chairman, a national chairman, being in the cold. So, but now there was nothing I could do apart from us having that conversation, because we were just buddies. And you know, buddy is an easy person to go along with. So, and then I realized that then I'm not getting this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to lobby. Then it was late, because at that time I could not walk to a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So my lobbying was just mostly through calls. So now if that one happened, and then the party, the list was given out, then somebody had to resign to take a bigger job.
Mm-hmm.
And in our conversation within the party, then he was saying, Ketorah, then I will have to go with you to government.
Is your conversation with Mbadi?
Yeah, Mbadi and Governor Joe and others, because we were just buddies. So then they said, then Ketorah, we can go with you to government. Then the party did some analysis and consultation with IEBC. Then they were saying, so this position now, and then our lawyers also asked, the legal department also asked the legal team. Well, the interpretation was sought. The opinion of the secretariat of the IEBC was also sought, because by then there were no commissioners. Then they said, no, Ketorah was categorized as a worker, is next on the list definitely. Mbadi was representing workers. Then the next person who is to represent workers within the National Assembly will be Ketorah.
Mm-hmm.
So the case was closed. So now then the secretary said we have no powers to gazette. We have to wait for commissioners. Then we took it easy. We said, can we take a court order maybe and have the CEO compelled? Then within consultation, the SG even said, no, let's wait. We don't have to go to court. Let's wait. So we waited for almost a year. And then they had the party communicated, definite to the public.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere within the website. It's within the website of the party and outside there, that this position we are giving to the youth president.
Mm-hmm.
We in concurrence with IEBC. So this is a case closed. They also communicated to my community and said, this is what one of your seats within the broad-based. And we kept waiting. We kept praying. So recently, when I say it's impetuous, when the commission came, we still had the same discussion. And we almost we were in agreement.
You and whom?
We said the party and the commission.
Uh-huh.
Until the last minute, when we were told the chairman has changed its tone, or the chairman has said he has sought another opinion, that this list doesn't follow categories, that workers don't need to be represented. We can just pick anybody to be in that list, as long as we can follow how the listing is done.
So, Ketorah, one would ask the question, in this listing that happened, and the agreements that you had, was it written down? Is there any documentation to show that there was an agreement that is in the purview of the party with IEBC, even with your community, or was it just word of mouth?
No, I won't say there was an agreement, because even in political parties, those agreements sometimes they are unnecessary. What is more important is a will. So I will say that indeed the discussion was content, pragmatic, and we never saw a big deal with that. But I want to say that what perturbed me most is now when the chairman had to disregard the communication of the party. And you know, the reason why we said IEBC needed to have listened to us. Once you give out a list and it takes like 2 years, when that list is still deposited there, people do change parties. Or even if you don't change a party, then people they just decide to be inactive because you have lost hope. For my friend like Kipchumba had lost hope completely. And he was very dormant and very inactive in party as long as party events were concerned. So it was imperative for the commission to have listened to the party when the party said, we are giving out Ketorah's name with the following reasons, including the quoting out the constitutional regulations.
So, Ketorah, was it the party's position to have you?
Yes.
The party across board said the person who will take up the position that will be left by now CS John Mbadi will be Ketorah.
Yes.
That was the party position.
It was the party position.
So why would the commission at that time, and who was at the helm of the commission at that time?
At that time,
just the IEBC.
Yes.
There were no commissioners at that time. So it's just the IEBC position.
It was the CEO.
The CEO of the commission said,
Yes.
we refuse. On what did they say?
The CEO said we were in concurrence.
So then what is the problem?
They were unable to, they did not have the powers to gazette. Had he had the powers, he would have gazetted me immediately.
So how come somebody else took up that position if they didn't have the powers to gazette?
Yes. That position, it was just gazetted a week ago, isn't it?
How did that happen?
Because now when the
new IBC
when the commissioners now came, the chairman took a drastic change.
Can the chairman of the party then just make a decision?
The chairman of the commission.
The chairman of the commission make a decision about what happens in party nominations for a name that will be brought towards the commission. Can they make that decision?
He made that decision.
Can they? Are they allowed to?
It's two ways. You know, the list is within their depository. So, what we said, what I feel, and what the masses and the party feels is that the chairman manipulated the list, and he got to the person he desired.
So at that point, Johnmark,
in disregard of the party position and in disregard of the law.
And did the party then address itself to the changes that the chair then made, because that was not the party position?
Yeah, you must have seen communication that came from our SG, Sivuna, on that matter. Maybe it's I will share with you. But now we had a talk on that matter.
As a party?
As a party. And we have somehow, although I am in court contesting the decision, but in somehow the party is letting slip within its fingers on several reasons. One, that was our list. IBC never got somebody from outside our list. Two, the party feels that we have really worked so hard to get this commission in place. And we have now to start castigating them on that one decision.
Ketorah.
Yes.
How did the commission of how did the IEBC get different names that they would then gazette, and that individual then takes up the position different from what the party had requested months before? There has to have been some kind of party participation in that, was there not? The commission did not pick names out of a hat. Those names that they then gazetted were given to them, were they not?
Yeah, those names were given.
Who gave the commission the names?
Yes, that list was given in 2022, before 2022 elections.
By whom?
By the party.
Did it have your name on it?
Yes.
There is now somebody else sitting in that position.
Yes.
Who gave that name to the commission?
That guy was in the list representing disability.
But the position was supposed to go to Ketorah.
Yes, Awaka.
And that is the party position.
Yes.
How did that change then at the commission level?
That's why I'm telling you, I have taken an issue with the chairman. Because he decided,
IEBC, and not with your party?
Not with my party.
The commission cannot just decide to say, here is a list, and we have said that this is what the party has decided, that Dennis Aseto will be the one who sits in the position should there be a swap. In this case, which there genuinely was, now CS Mbadi was in that position. We have said that Dennis Aseto be in that position. Then you think that the commission has the purview to just change without any kind of party intervention?
Yes.
They can do that?
No, for this case, they did that.
And I'm asking why and who allowed them to.
If I've just done a little checkup on IEBC's position on the same, and IEBC says I defended the process, stating that it used the original party list submitted in July of 2022 following Section 37 of the Elections Act and relevant regulations. It further states that its decision prioritized gender and list order, landing on Harold Kipchumba Kimuge, the next eligible male nominee in ODM's list, regardless of category differences. However, if you look at what Sifuna said, ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna formally wrote to the IEBC chair on July 29, 2025, urging the degazettement of Harold Kipchumba Kimuge and advocating that vacant seat be awarded to John Ketorah, the Youth League. So your problem is with the IEBC.
Yes.
No. I think kuna mchezo ya town.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. How did IEBC just decide that they were going to do this?
Now help me. Help me to tell me where you feel that kuna mchezo ya town within the party.
Let me ask the question. Upon the decision to have Kipchumba Kimuge get the nomination seat, did the party officially write to IEBC stating that the next person in line is Johnmark?
Yes. I can read for you.
You have that letter with you?
Yes. I have the letter with me. I don't know whether I have the time to read.
Maybe in a minute.
Yeah, just...
So if there is a letter from the party to the IEBC, how then does the IEBC decide
on
otherwise?
Its own to make a change? They don't know what happens in party processes from Adam. So why would they make a decision on their own? There was no and I'm asking the question again, that there was no party involvement at whatever level. It is very clear that the Secretary General came out and said, no, this is what we had said before. So if he comes and asks for the degazettement of something, then something happened before here that Kipchumba was put ahead of Ketorah. Who gave that suggestion?
So according to the letter here, actually the letter says in accordance with the provisions Article 1997 of Elections Act 2011, the relevantly submitted the party to the commission pursuant to the Section 35, and we hereby submit Mr. Ketorah Antira Ketorah to be allocated the vacant seat as the male member of National Assembly in the place of Honorable John Mbadi Ngongo.
That letter came from the party.
That came from the party, as signed by Edwin Sifuna, the Secretary General of the party.
That's the letter. So, what happened underground?
Yeah, so that's why I was telling you, I will want to exonerate the party kwa mchezo ya town and put the whole blame to the commission, and not just to the commission, to the chairman of the IBC. And that's why I told
this
Kenyans.
new chairman, the one who's not even got his feathers dried yet.
Yeah, with all the facade of his grant here. I have warned Kenyans recently and told them, this is a commission that is vulnerable for manipulation. And to me, I feel, I had sources, reliable sources within the commission that even told me a day two that this guy has changed his tune and this guy is getting to be talked to by bigger powers. And this thing has taken a tribal angle. So, and I thought that maybe these guys were just giving wrong alarm.
Ketorah, Raila Odinga is in the broad-based government, and this is one of the issues that you would raise with him to be able to talk with his brother William Ruto. Have you raised it with him?
Yeah, we have had, let's say, a very honest conversation with my party leader. And what my party leader told me is that, Ketorah, you'll always have my support. you have always had my support, and you'll always have my support.
Do you still
And I'm very sure he's not involved in this. I will tell you. But bigger guys are there within our broad-based. Played some monkey business to have one of their own.
Are there any bigger guys than those?
Ketorah, just think of it
because
this way.
how will you find a chairman disregarding all this communication?
And the point is, Ketorah,
and having workers now
yes.
left without any representation from ODM side. Within.
I mean, Ketorah, if you're to just take a step back and just look at all this, it simply beats logic why a chair will be so keen and interested in getting rid of a name and a list of names, putting another, unless there are interests that he's serving. And you, as you said, you had inside sources within the commission that were telling you, imagine in a Badlishwa, so there are bigger powers. Could it be these bigger powers are also within the party itself, but in the public glare, they will come out and say, no. You know, this is our position, this is our original list. But behind the scenes, kuna mchezo ya town.
There's a big flashlight and we're shining on something this morning, Johnmark.
No, Aaron, when Aaron saw this poster yesterday, last night, he made a call to me and said, my brother, to me, I will have no interest of taking your position. But guys within the party gave me that position. So, but I did not want to take him seriously, being my content on that, because he might also want to be trying to set me up.
Okay. Well, I think necessary. I think it's necessary for us to then look that perhaps it's true, Mkwama. Just looking at some comments here, that perhaps the call is actually coming from inside the house, and you need to ask yourself some questions in terms of what's going on. Which is why we led the conversation in what really is the game that plays when we look at party nominations. Could there be something else afoot here that maybe you're not aware of?
Yeah, I don't want to close I don't want to close any window or any ventilations, because I could be fixated on the commission, but maybe there was also somebody who played a game. But the good thing, if somebody did it within the party, it will get to be known. And it's going to be very embarrassing for such an individual.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning. There's a lot that needs to be unfolded here for sure. And indeed, maybe the call is coming from inside the house. Johnmark Ketorah is the ODM Youth League president, has been here with us this morning. The nomination matrix is not fun. There's a lot that happens through it. We wish you all the best, and we see what happens as we go into the future. Asante Sana for being here this morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.